if I tell you that you can automatically and easily grab all the Q&As from your podcast, live stream, webinar, panel discussions, and more? Finally, PodIntelligence released a new feature called Q&A that automatically process maybe 1 hour, multiple or hundreds of hours of your podcast or webinar and give you the host versus the guest clips based on Q&A. As you know, in our world today, whether it's podcasting or running these expert-driven webinar series, you constantly have a host who is pitching the questions and having speakers or panelists answering them. Wouldn't it be great if we don't ever have to open up Final Cut Pro or even Descript to find them the beginning and the end? Instead, I have 45-minute live streaming content, for example, the one I'm going to be showing you as an example with Michael Leckie, and I'm pitching all the questions and I just get them. Turns out it could save me hours of my time. Plus, I want to give you features like easy copying the questions and the answers right from the get-go, and to be able to search for your Q&As using things like topics and keywords. One more thing, if you're not into copywriting, your time is so limited, of course, you can copy the questions or the answers or both and ask ChatGPT to prepare for these compelling, intriguing YouTube titles, LinkedIn posts for you. So PodIntelligence primarily works with established creators as well as small businesses who are running these super valuable webinars without letting the content go to waste. If you think you might be one of them, drop us a note and we'd love to partner with you to give you exactly what you're about to see. Hi there, today I'm going to introduce you to a brand new feature from PodIntelligence called Q&A. So how does that work? Let me give you an example. So typically I would record interviews with my guests. Sometimes they're live streams, but sometimes they're also pre-recorded using, Riverside or Squadcast. So what I do is, let me go ahead and just play these clips for you real quick.
A disruption of yourself.
So as you can see, it's typically me and another guest. Obviously there are other orientations and gallery reviews potentially. And what I like to do with these knowledge experts is I want to repurpose these longer form interviews into shorter clips. Of course, I have the option to produce, vertical content, one speaker only. But PodIntelligence released a new feature called Q&A, which allows me to basically chop it up, including the question and the answers. And sometimes it's just more engaging because when you upload these assets into, for instance, LinkedIn or Facebook or social media, including YouTube, when your viewers can see the host and the guest, it's more engaging. And when you repurpose this type of content onto your own, host channels as well as the guest channels, this way you can actually just be able to attract more people as opposed to, someone is just answering the question, somebody's just asking the question for obvious reasons. And what I also like about these clips, now plugging it into PodIntelligence, you can see that they're usually ranging from 3 to 5 minutes, more or less. Now, I would say that Michael Leckie is a very experienced speaker. He's on stage a lot. He's a keynote speaker. So he's very concise. And I try to be concise in my questions as well. And he's really good with his answers. This may take some training, but regardless, you could have answers that are, combined Q&A that could be driving north of 6, 7, 8 minutes, and that's also okay. What about posting these to your social media channels, LinkedIn, for example? All I have to do is this. So for instance, I want to first listen to a clip to make sure I actually like it. From a 45-minute recording, turns out we have 9 Q&As, which means we had 9 questions and answers. Let's check out this one from the beginning.
That's super clear. And actually, that statement helped me understand what's going around as the AI aptitude employee so much better.
Oh, people want to know a lot about the, and or. That's useful. It actually bubbles up.
So I want to show you the end as well.
And of course, my answer is yes, buy a Voxful. But I think, looking at the human side is kind of the companion piece.
You can see that we're not chopping off the beginning or the end, especially when the guest is finishing answering a question. You don't want to just chop it off. So you may notice a couple of things here. How much effort would it take for me to publish this as a clip onto, let's just say, LinkedIn or YouTube? One option for you to share the clip is exactly as it's designed for. So all you have to do inside PodIntelligence is look for this link, video clip, boom, it's already downloading upper right-hand corner. It takes like 2 to 3 seconds and you have the full clip right here.
Super clear.
Exactly as it's made. No more extra effort. And now I'm going to show you how to prepare copy, whether it's for LinkedIn, YouTube, or other social media platforms. If you're a writer yourself, you're really familiar with this, where you can simply look through the transcript, distill what's intriguing for the appropriate platform, go for it. Otherwise, keep watching. I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT to very quickly come up with compelling titles and descriptions for these clips. You notice that not only we have transcript for the host or the person asking the question, in this case me, as well as Michael answering the question, which is the transcript in the second window. Now I have different plays here, so I can open up ChatGPT right now and I can ask ChatGPT to give me an intriguing question summarizing what I've asked, or I can ask GPT to summarize what Michael has said as a way to lead into the conversation that people want to learn more. So let me show you how to do that. So one thing, like I mentioned, I can just double click and grab the transcript. And next I'm going to open up ChatGPT. And I do have ChatGPT 4, 3.5 will also work. So I said, hey, could you please summarize the question as an intriguing title for a LinkedIn post? So this is a LinkedIn post. Now, so instead of giving me a title, can you give me an intriguing question? So look, how did a 2021 book predict the importance of AI aptitude before the AI revolution? That's interesting. Of course, you can, ask you to give it a different tone, different length, different bullet points. So that's just one of many examples. Now, I want to come back to the clip that PodIntelligence gave me, which is Michael's answer. And now I'm going to say, okay, and interesting post for LinkedIn from the content below. So now I'm asking for an interesting post based on what Michael has said. Look, the human side of AI power conversation, and now this is a paragraph, and it's summarizing what he said. If you're a LinkedIn strategist, you'll look at this with a different lens. I am someone who's been posting daily on LinkedIn, so I look at this and I think to myself, it's nice, it's professional, but it's a little dull, like a little long. Give me a shorter LinkedIn post with bullet points from above. So you get the idea. There are different ways to really manipulate the content. But I have to say this, that sometimes, as much as I love to rely on ChatGPT, I use it to give me ideas. Frankly, I always love the final human touch. If you look at one idea to say, hey, Michael's book really focused on empathy, curiosity, the human connections, and how that connects to his work with AI, our conversation related to AI, and you can just simply summarize it up in your own words. Sometimes I realize ChatGPT is trying to be as complete, as thorough as possible, but for me, especially when it comes to social media posts, it's better for it to be crisp, to the point, even a little provocative, thought-provoking in general. Now, what I will do is I'm going to copy this so I have a clean start. And this time around, I'm going to copy and say, could you please give me a YouTube video title from this? And there we go. I have a lot to say about YouTube strategy, YouTube titling. What I do like is sometimes that ChatGPT is able to give us a much shorter version. Also, it's going to be within character count, which is not more than 100 characters for YouTube titles. With that said, let's come back to PodIntelligence. And you can see that instead of highlight, double click, you also have these buttons, copy question, copy answer. You can jump around. So to get to Q&A from PodIntelligence, you will now see a Q&A tab, and you can process as many episodes as possible. In fact, we help clients process, over 350 episodes at a time, or sometimes seasonal podcasts, like 50 episodes at a time. And here I'm going to filter on just my conversation with Michael Leckie, click on OK. And next, I also have a list of topics. For this conversation, we focus primarily on artificial intelligence and leadership. There are additional topics like AI adoption, AI challenges, competition, evolution, leadership mindset, and how to measure AI. Love that. And question speaker, which is just me, kind of detect, there's more than one person asking a question, which is very useful for webinars and panelist discussions. So that's it, guys. Please let me know in the comments below how you like this. Again, PodIntelligence really is designed for a lot of knowledge workers, experts, interviews that focus on deep discussions, as well as webinars, panel discussions, live streams, and live events. So let me know what you guys think, and I've included additional information, especially if you're running a business. We would love to hear from you and partner with you on this. Until next time, bye.